All right, so the next story that I wanted to talk about, I think you watch a little bit of UFC. I'm not sure if you're too familiar with this UFC fighter, but apparently he used to be pretty quite known back in the days. His name is BJ Penn, and he started. People are speculating that he's having CTE issues, like mind and brain issues, because of getting hurt so much and getting hit so much in the head. But right now, recently, he's saying that the government has unalived his family and replaced his mom and his siblings for clones that eventually they want to take. I believe his properties or they want to take something away from him. So let's
Never heard
let's
of
check
it.
this out.
You. Fuck you. Like, go crazy. Like, get crazy. Fuck you.
So right here it says former UFC champion BJ Penn alleges that the government has unalived his mother and replaced her with a look-alike imposter to seize his family's fortune.
Right here. Look at her ass and legs. She's acting like my 79-year-old
You're watching
mother.
Peacock Media.
So he's like, "Hey, look at this person. This is not even my mom. Look at her ass and legs. Like this is not my mom."
Not my 79-year-old mother. And it's interesting when you Google Lorraine
Dude, it doesn't look like her though.
Yeah,
Or
it
house-
doesn't.
What the? Okay, so I hadn't seen this part. It doesn't look like her. Let me rewind it back.
And it's interesting when you Google Lorraine Abelais, our house pops up because this lady acts like Lorraine Inouye. So you Google Lorraine Abelais, and this house pops up, and then you look him, and then my mom's name starts popping up. She's trying to steal everything, and this is not my mother. And I'm putting this up.
Okay, so look at the caption that it says in the bottom. She already sold our Honolulu studio for $2.5 million. Brother is Paul so and so. See, yeah. So apparently they've already started doing some of this. This is kind of sketchy though.
Because she's saying that she's going to get an attorney and try to do something.
But why would they do that?
She's trying to throw me out,
For
and if
what
I
reason?
attack her,
Well, you know those Maui fires too. That was kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
And
I was there a month before that happened.
Really?
Yeah, I was in Maui.
Once again, I just want to say all of this is for entertainment
Allegedly.
purposes and allegedly, right? This is we're just reading whatever we find online, and yeah, it's crazy. So you're saying why would they do it? Is because what he's saying is that they want to take away his properties in Hawaii.
you can only do this because you the government may hide.
So yeah, he's saying that the government's doing this. So let's look at some of the comments. The comments are saying, top comment right here, I believe him. You think the man doesn't know his own mother? Such evil in this world over money and greed, root of all evil.
Agree.
Anyone call him crazy? Would you notice if someone was pretending to be your mom? And you saw the way that this person or this lady was acting. She was like careless. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
DNA is pretty easy to test, but I agree with that. If just take a DNA test, but then at the same time, if they did clone somebody, who knows if that's
The same.
yeah, it's gonna be the same. I honestly don't think he's crazy. A man knows his own mom. Oh,
So what is he doing now?
I don't know. He just recently started posting all of this not too long ago. I think this happened just recently, and somebody saying that the obvious, right? That they can easily say that CTE was the main cause of this. CTE doesn't play, but I'm kind of surprised by the comments. Everybody's kind of like, hey, you know what? I'm sure anyone would know who their mom is or isn't. So I'm surprised that people are not just calling him crazy. And you would figure, right? But something that caught my attention from this person that you would think, okay, this person is just bluntly crazy. But then look at this other conversation he's had. I think it was at the Joe Rogan podcast. And look at the type of conversations he's had in the past.
It's a law actually in Hawaii that you cannot put any trees with fruit on it anywhere, and it just makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder that
What's the
you
law?
know you can't put trees with fruit
Why?
on public lands. Trees with fruit
didn't
on
know that.
and And
Why?
and
Why would
no,
they
but
have
that's
that?
everywhere. But look over here. Look at all the trees you see. Why isn't there food? Because they rather push stuff like social classes, stuff like the EBT card, and these different things. Why is there no food on any of the trees? Just think about it in your head. Take a drive down the road and say, today I'm going to count how many trees I count before I see one tree with food.
That's very true. When was the last time that you're walking down the street and you notice a tree that has some sort of fruit?
Haven't seen one.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
When he pointed that out, you would figure, right? All this type of fruits and vegetables in the stores. But when you're walking down the street, when was the last time you saw an apple on an actual tree?
I haven't.
Freaking crazy. And apparently, he's saying that in Hawaii, there's a ban on planting fruit trees.
Wow.
Will you see one tree with food? You know, and that's what I've been talking about. I mean, I talk about that all the time, and it's, you know, it's to push these things. It's a law actually in Hawaii.
That's insane. I hadn't thought about that, but when he mentioned that, it blew my mind, because it's very rare that anywhere you walk, you'll actually see fruits, vegetables coming from the earth on our day-to-day lives.
That's true.
Crazy. So free food, the comment section is saying free food doesn't help their pockets, all about control. They can't poison people if everyone grows their own food. Facts. They don't want us eating without paying for it. Facts. Food is free. The government does not own the planet. We need to fight back. So Mexico, there's fruit trees on streets for people to just eat as they want. Even poor people don't go hungry. Makes sense. Yeah, this is insane. This is the first time. So now hearing him saying things like this, and then now him speculating that his family is not his true and real family, gets you really thinking of whether if this
Is it only his mom that he noticed it?
No,
or-
he said I think his siblings as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was only his mom.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I don't know. Like I would still have to do more research, but it doesn't seem like he's too far gone because of CTE, because of fighting and all that. It just might be that
They're
like
probably just trying to make him feel crazy.
and
Lock
that's
him up.
that's the easy narrative, right? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he just got hit so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like always.
Yeah, it's insane, but yeah, hopefully, oh man, the good thing is that the comment section seems like they're more on his side. So yeah, this caught my attention. The BJ Penn once again. This is apparently he was one of the top fighters in UFC, and now this is what's currently happening right now. I'm actually interested if that's a real thing about people not being able to grow their fruit trees. Let me see if... Hey, Nomas, Chad, I have a question. Is there some sort of rule or law that in Hawaii you can't grow any fruit trees?
In Hawaii, cultivating fruit trees on your property is generally illegal. However, local county regulations may have specific guidelines regarding tree planting, maintenance, and removal. For instance, certain trees are designated as exceptional and may be protected due to their cultural or ecological significance. It's advisable to consult your county's urban forestry guidelines to ensure compliance with any local regulations.
You got cut off a little bit. You said it is illegal?
No, it's not illegal to grow fruit trees in Hawaii. Generally, you can plant fruit trees on your property. However, there may be specific local regulations or guidelines in certain areas, especially if the trees are considered invasive species or if there are concerns about agriculture and biosecurity.
Okay.
It's always
We just watched a BJ Penn. He's a UFC fighter stating that this was some sort of law of not being able to plant any fruit trees in Hawaii. Is this just a fake statement?
It's possible that the statement you heard from BJ Penn was either a misunderstanding or misinformation. There isn't a general law in Hawaii that prohibits planting fruit trees on private property. However, Hawaii does have specific agricultural and environmental regulations to protect local ecosystems and prevent the spread of invasive species. If someone has concerns about planting specific types of fruit trees, it might be related to those regulations. It's always best to verify such claims with reliable sources or local authorities. If you have any doubts, checking with your local county office would be a good step.
Thank you. Obviously, more to research on that. It kind of goes against to what he was saying. So once again, this is all for entertainment purposes. You guys do your own research, but it's just two opposite sides.
Oi Nomas podcast. Clips for full podcast link can be found on description below.